I'm back with January 6th political prisoner, defendant Jake Lang. He's been incarcerated over 540 days. He's made a riveting documentary. It's called The Truth About January 6th. It's available at J6, the number 6, j6truth.org. Watch it. Jake, thanks for being here. I know you've got very limited time. They allow you a few minutes on the phone. Thank you for sharing those with us. Let me start by talking to you about solitary. First of all, why do they put you in solitary? It seems to me this is almost a form of torture. You haven't been convicted of anything. You have a trial coming up, but that's still many months away. What's the justification for putting you in solitary? And talk a little bit about just the experience of enduring it.
Yeah, thank you for that question. It's important that the American people realize that there's human rights atrocities happening to political prisoners, just miles away from our own capital. They're trying to grind us down and break us down to take these horrible plea deals, 6, 7. My plea deal that they offered me was 108 months. That's over 9 years in prison for defending my Constitution. And so they're sticking us in these squalid conditions to break us down, to make us lose our conviction, to basically make us government lapdogs who are begging for a plea deal. And I'm here to tell you that the Spirit of God is alive in America, and it's alive in the American patriot, and I'll never take a plea deal to these tyrants, and I'll never get broken down. Every day I get stronger by the grace of God.
And so your plan, Jake, I take it is to go to trial, right? To go, but now, are you worried about the fact that if the trial is in D.C. or the vicinity of D.C., you've got biased judges, you've got juries that seem to be politically on the left, people who seem to have no compunction about handing down heavy sentences. How do you think about this when you weigh your options?
I put a lot of thought to this. We're trying, obviously, pushing right now hard for a change of venue. Also, my judge, I've been graced with a Trump appointee that actually has a good head on his shoulders, apparently. He just recently dropped my obstruction of Congress charge, 1512 charge. My lawyer, Stephen Metcalf, amazing patriot himself, he put a motion to dismiss this 20-year charge that is basically a blanket charge for all Jan 6ers that they're trying to hang us with. And my judge dismissed that just last week. So I'm thinking of going with this professional judge and doing a bench trial instead of handing my life over to 12 rabid liberals who would love nothing more than to see a young conservative male go to prison for over a decade for standing up for Donald Trump and our Constitution. Instead of handing my life over to these people, I'm thinking about weighing my options and doing a bench trial, letting this judge, who's a professional judge of character, and be my judge.
Now, Jake, do you have Judge McFadden? Is this the judge you're talking about?
No, Judge Carl Nichols.
Okay.
He's a brave man for coming and dropping this obstruction of Congress charge. He's the first judge to do it. And, Dinesh, this raises the question of who's correct here. Is my judge, Judge Nichols, a professional 20, 30 years on the bench, or are the corrupt D.C. tainted jury pools that have found, numerous people guilty of this obstruction of Congress charge? Because only one person, only one, of these people can be correct. Is my judge or the jury? And I would have to lean on that my judge, who's a professional on the bench doing this for decades, he's got the right call here.
Jake, talk about the, as you know, there's the January 6th hearings going on. I guess they don't have hearings today. They tweeted out they ran out of lies and they need to come up with some new ones. But the point being, how does it feel? Here you are, and you've got this powerful committee stacked with Democrats. There are a couple of Republican sort of stooges on it, people like Liz Cheney and Kinzinger. And they're not conducting an investigation of any sort. They appear to be just doing a propaganda barrage. And does it make you feel a certain sense of helplessness when you've got these powerful figures and they've got this big podium and, here you are trying to get a film out. But it seems to me it's almost like you're the voice of the unheard.
Well, God does his best work when our back's against the wall. This is a David versus Goliath scenario, and I'd rather be David every single time with a pure heart that loves God, who's standing on righteousness, standing on liberty, instead of standing on lies. And I think that God is going to create a miracle through the situation, and he's going to glorify his name and the people that love him who stand on these amazing American principles, the Jan Sixers, the heroes of that day. He's going to vindicate us. He's going to save this country through the sacrifice of the brave patriots. And I'd much rather be in my position with a clean heart than sitting up there telling lies and spewing from a point of fear and weakness. I mean, these tyrants, they're despicable, and they should be called out for their heinous, one-sided, Banana Republic style committee that they're doing. It's like having a jury or a trial with a defendant with no attorney and just sticking him in with the full power of the United States government raining down on him, and he doesn't even have a chance to defend himself against their accusations.
I mean, in some ways, it almost appears to me to be the the legal or the rhetorical or the political equivalent of the actual beatings that are shown in your movie. Except this is kind of occurring all over again, and it's now occurring in a political sense before a national audience. It's a kind of second brutalization, if you ask me.
Yeah. If they've learned anything by January 6th, the resolve of the American people is strong enough. We didn't even have any weapons on us, and that day was ours. And if they learned anything about January 6th, the day's going to be ours again very soon when the American patriots retake back this country through this 2022 midterms and through 2024. It's going to be glorious when the tables have turned and we have the select committees and we're doing the investigations on all of their lies and their intentional destruction of America and our Constitution.
I mean, Jake, I really admire your spirit, a spirit of endurance and also a spirit of not giving up. I'm sure you are an encouragement to the other guys in there with you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and I want to urge people to check out this film. It's j6truth.org. That's the website, The Truth About January 6th. Jake, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it.
God bless you, and God bless America.